Hi guys, Jimmy here. Welcome back to my channel. So this is sort of like my first official vlog in my basement. I finally got it tidied up and sorted out. I will do a room tour really soon, but I've actually managed to bring down all my films from downstairs and put them on the rack in behind me. But today we're going to talk about a film that I covered the remake earlier on during this series of 31 Days of Halloween. But I'm going back to the original Dawn of the Dead for this one. And the reason is, this was my best ever bargain I got on eBay, hands down, ever. Now, I'll tell you a bit about this. When Arrow first released this, it sold out and then it was going for crazy money. I mean, if you could get a copy of this for under £120, you were doing really, really well. Now, we're talking at least 15 years ago, at least, if not longer than that. And this was the Holy Grail. Now, in Computer Exchange at one time, this was about £110, £115. It was that sought after. Now you can get it for literally like £20. I don't think it's even that now. And it just goes to show you how much the value will deteriorate of these items. But at the time, this was the Holy Grail. Imagine the Scarlet Box by Arrow. It was like that. And I saw this on eBay. Now, so you know, when you're on eBay at night time and you're tapping stuff in, and I always wanted it, but I was damned if I was going to pay £115, £110 it was going for. I thought, no chance of that. So I just went on eBay one night and I tapped in Arrow, Dawn of the Dead, and that was it. And it came up with a few things. And then one listing didn't have a picture. And all it had was it was like a stock photo, if I remember correctly. It wasn't a picture of this. And I thought, oh, okay. But it said Arrow, Blu-ray, Dawn of the Dead. That was it. And he said in good condition. So I thought, oh, do you know what? I've got the DVD. And he wanted a £5 buy it now. And I was like, do you know what? Even if it's just the Blu-ray for a £5, I'll get it. So he had it on auction as well, but he had it on buy it now. So I put £5 in. He accepted it straight away. And it posted off to me, £1.95 postage and packaging. I was at work. I was in Kensington at the time. And I remember it because I was changing a door for a customer from a left-hand side fridge to a right-hand opening for her. And my wife phoned me. Now, this was before phones had like proper picture cameras on them and whatnot. And she said, you've had a delivery. So I was like, all right, do me a favor. Will you open it up? And she was like, oh God, do I have to? And I went, can you please open it up for me? I want to know what's inside it. Now, I knew what this edition looked like. I knew what it was meant to have in it. And she went, okay. And she went, it's a film. And I was like, yeah, I know it's a film. I said, but can you tell me what it says? She went, it's dead. It's something, Dawn of the Dead, she said. I said, okay. I said, can you just open it up? And she went, oh God, all right then. So I said, has it got like a box on the outside and then the movie on the inside? And she said, yeah, it's got a box and it's got the movie. Can I go now? I was like, all right, thank you. She wasn't impressed at all. So anyway, I sorted out this customer's fridge. I legged it straight home after that. It was a Friday evening. I remember it was a Friday evening in the summer. It was damn hot, I tell you. And I got home. I said, you're right. Where's the package? Where's the package? And she went, I am standing here. And I went, okay, no, yeah, all right, hi. Where's the package? So she said, it's over there on the table. So I opened it up and it had not only the slip cover, it had the deep Blu-ray as well. It had the booklet and it also had the poster with it as well, which I've got here. And I was over the moon. It was in really, really good condition. It still is now, considering it's got to be over 15 years old. Opened it up, and this was the first edition that I had that had multiple cuts of the film. So inside here, Arrow done on Blu-ray, you had the theatrical cut, and then on DVD, you had the director's cut and the Argento cut. And you get really nice artwork on it, and these were hard to get. And also, as what Arrow do now quite a lot, is it had the double-sided artwork on the front. And for £5, well, let's say £7 at postage packaging, I was over the moon. I could not believe my luck on this. I was talking about a guy yesterday, an artist who I met in Birmingham, and we used to text each other all the time about where you could get a copy of this. And when I told him what I got it, he was like, you kidding me? I was like, yeah, honestly, mate, I cannot believe I got it for that price. And I actually, through eBay's messenger service, I actually replied to the guy and I said, look, thank you so much. I said, I can't believe that it's got everything with it. The booklet, the poster, all of this are in there. The box is in really good condition. I said, I just want to say thank you for accepting my bid. The buy it now price. And he was like, yeah, no problem. And I said, I promise you, it is not going to be hawked. I'm not going to sell this on. So I didn't hear anything for a couple of days from him, and then he emailed me back and he said, I didn't realize it was worth that much money. And I felt really bad. And I was like, okay. And a mate of mine said to me, well, sort of like that's down to him doing his homework. And he said, I didn't realize it was that bad, but he said, sorry, I didn't realize it was that valuable, but he said, look, enjoy it, and good luck to you. So I texted him back and I said, look, mate, honestly, this will be staying with me. This is like the holy grail. And I said, I will look after this. This isn't going back on eBay. I said, feel free to save my eBay account. And then if it comes up, please, by all means, let me know. But it will not be coming up, and I will be holding on to this forever. And he texted me back, and it was the last message I got from him. He said, no, honestly, he said, fair play to you. Enjoy it and look after it. And I'll promise you 100% I will. So for £7, when it was going for about 115, 110 in Computer Exchange, and on the auction, it was actually selling at auction prices for at least, as I said, about 105 to 120, depending on it. If it was sealed, that was going for crazy money. Obviously, now we've had the second sight, Dawn of the Dead, which is a killer edition, make no mistake about it. But this one here will always mean something to me as the best ever bargain I got on eBay. Guys, thanks for watching. Take care, stay safe, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Look after yourselves.